Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, for Loki, last war of the season, really feeling like we maybe needed to win this one to stay in Masters, going up against a very, very tough alliance. I got my science. I had 4 fights on the docket, one of which was the main boss at the end. I've already soloed one this season. Really looking forward to a chance at a second one here, which would be a unique fight for me. We're going to go ahead and go through these right away. We're going to start here with this fight against this Terrax. This is a pretty... this is a difficult fight. You want to have the right matchup here. You're going to see I specifically have picked 2 of my pre-fights there, the Null and the one that will help me go armor break immune when I have triggered it. The couple things with this node, the one thing I wanted to point out was that insult to injury. When you see parries will sometimes fail because if you have any debuff on you, I think it's minus 15% defensive ability accuracy. So you need to be very, very mindful of the parries potentially failing. You see one fail there, you're going to see more as it happens. There's also a heal block on the node, meaning it would not be smart to be running suicides here with Diablo. So 2 of the things he's wanting to do, run suicides and then also parry and land those heavies, just don't make sense. As a result, I'm doing a lot of medium, light mediums because you have, I think it's a 75% chance on medium hits to land your poisons, and I knew I did not want to bank on parrying and heavy. I wanted to be very certain that those landed, and so I don't want to go into the heavy animation if I have a parry fail. I also knew that this was my only fight with Diablo, so I really didn't care. As long as I had one health left and Terrax had 0, I would be fine. You see, so I'm not too concerned about the rock field here. I just want to get the indestructible charges off of him. And then if I can get to my SP2, I feel like that's going to do some pretty nice damage. There you go. And then now I just need to kind of finish this fight. You see a couple more parries that don't land, but I have my auras up because I've thrown a special. So the armor breaks had fallen off. Fight's done. Feel good. Did not need to use any grave boost or anything like that. I was very happy with that. Very, very happy with that fight. I know that's a tough fight for us, but we got it done. We got it down. All right, now going into this fight here with Kinetic Transference, Feat of Indestructible, Opportunist, Mojo. Before I go into it, though, I do want to say a thank you, Taters, if you're watching. Thank you so much for taking the fight before this one. It was assigned to me, and then he and I went and talked it through a bit more and felt that he did have a superior option. The main concern being it was a Dragon Man on a Window of Opportunity stun, that if I had taken it with Mr. Negative and if they had placed with the Unfazed Mastery, could have become a real problem. And so he took it for me. He soloed it like a boss. And so that allowed me to just concentrate on my kind of specialty fights here, let's call them. So we've got this Kinetic Transference, Feat of Indestructible, Opportunist, Mojo. The biggest issue here is going to be the Kinetic Transference. I am going to want to parry it a little bit if I can, maybe if it happens, to get the light energy going with Mr. Negative. But the bigger thing to remember is the Feat of Indestructible. I want to make sure I let that run its course after I have gotten to 2 bars of power. So let's go ahead and check this out. I've done this fight one time before. It went very, very smoothly. And one of the things that I really learned from it was that I don't necessarily need to have 10 dark energy when I throw my SP2. For me, this fight is more about controlling it than it is about, ensuring that I got to the 10. I soloed that fight. It was very, very clean. It worked well. And you're going to kind of see this happen again here. So there we go. Got the initial parry in. And I like to do this now because now I can use the Fury to create more light energy, get more of these that evade going. And so I just feel like that starts the fight off really, really well. So at this point, I'm very, very happy camper. Things are going well. Mojo is happy to throw his SP1, and I'm contented with this level of dark energy. I know I'd probably pick up 1 or 2 or 3 more light energy along the way, unless something goes horribly wrong. And this is good. I feel like I could probably end the fight with an SP2 right here. So just need to wait out the Indestructible. I used my Indestructible boost there, so that worked out well. And now I'm just looking for an opportunity to throw my SP2. That's really all I'm looking for. I know that I won't have 10 dark energy, but that's fine. I don't want to somehow get pushed to my SP3. That would be a bad thing. So here we go. Should retaliate, land my SP2, and this fight is now over. This fight is now over. 1 Petrify is going to be plenty. I'm not worried about pushing him to his SP3 somehow accidentally. Let the degen do the work. And it's just fun to watch Mojo degen out. That was really fun for me. I enjoyed that a lot. Just hanging out and watching Mojo slowly die. All right, so now moving on to the boss fight. Now, you've seen me take Magneto before with Sorcerer Supreme. I love this fight for a variety of reasons. And I went back and forth on this. I thought about maybe doing a bit more aggressive of a play style, because we have had some wars in ties, and the tiebreaker ends up being total fight time. But I really thought it through, and I was like, I've never done this fight as a boss fight. I'm gonna play it slow, I'm gonna play it steady, I'm gonna come out with the solo. There's enough pressure on this. The war was fairly close. It wasn't looking good for us, but it was close enough, and we don't need more deaths. So quick deaths would be even worse. I'm gonna start off in the Icon's Ingenuity here, because I felt like slow was going to be the main thing that I wanted to have on him. I did not want to deal with it. I'm getting more comfortable with the banking and using my light to interrupt his heavy, but I didn't want to have to deal with it if I didn't have to. So I'm going to start with an advanced power boost. I'm going to start in the Icon's Ingenuity, which means I'm going to start with a bar of power, and then I'm just going to find a nice opportunity to throw my SP1, and you'll see that the slow lands immediately. From the second you throw the special, it's on, and there it is. Magneto was trying to hit me, and it just was such a nice example for how I knew the fight was going to go. That it might take a little bit, but ultimately Magneto was just going to be completely frustrated by the abilities of Sorcerer Supreme. So as you can see, I mean, it just allowed so much confidence to set in. You saw me doing some intercepts, and now if you've seen me take this fight before, I'm going to be throwing some SP1s to get my nullification aura up. I also want to keep slow up as much as possible. You can see right now, I do not have it, and I've just missed the Icon's Ingenuity phase, right? But I know that I will slowly move to 3 bars of power. Her power gain is going to be happening regardless. I'm very comfortable with Magneto's movesets, so we've got some intercepts there. And now I know that Icon's Ingenuity is going to come up as soon as the shield is down. Now I'm going to bank a permanent slow rune. Let's just call it a slow rune, meaning every time I throw a special attack, a slow will be placed on Magneto. This fight is now over. I mean, it's basically over. We just got to now play it out. Every time I throw a special, he is going to get a slow on him, so he's not going to be going unstoppable. And now I'm just going to throw the rest of my specials when it works because of nullification aura and the buffs that are coming on him due to the node, or just by nature of her natural power gain. I will throw more SP3s because she gets a very nice attack increase on her SP3s based on how many stored runes she has. If you're like, what are you talking about? The stored runes, or what you see in the upper left-hand corner, they're passives. There's like a broken shield and then a slow icon. That means I have two stored runes. I was contented to get to my SP3. Watch, this is going to do some good damage. I'm going to call it quality damage, considering how much control she has over the fight. It's really good damage. But 76 all the way down, so it took off 10% of his health. That is sizable given the amount of control that she has in the fight and how the power is just gaining naturally. I'm not doing anything overly special to have this happen. I am looking, if I can, depending on what's going on in the fight, like if my health bar started getting low, I would have looked to have thrown more specials when I'm in the shield phase, let's call it, because that would do the heal and then also cause me to heal back on hits taken. My health bar is totally fine. If anything, I'm going to start trying to throw more specials if I can when I have the attack type phase, right? Because it's going to place the armor breaks on him. I am also running Despair because I know that she's going to be placing a lot of debuffs, so I wanted to minimize what I could as far as the willpower healing that he's got. But here we go. So I think I did. I get a nice intercept, but I'm going to work my way to the SP3. Again, take advantage of the stored runes. Wait till I get into the attack phase. So he's at 45% health. I think we had 4 or 5 stored runes there. We're also in the attack phase. Let's see how much damage this does. The last one did 10%, or the last one I commented on. So that one did 12%. Again, these aren't massive numbers, but it's good. It's solid. We've got an armor break on him, and we've kept slow up on him the whole time. I'm not worried about the amount of time that's left in this fight. I know that the longer it goes, the more it plays into my favor, the more stored runes I'm going to have. And let's see, I mean, these specials start hitting, that's 5%. That's not bad. That is not a bad thing. I think I'm going to try to get in one more SP3 here, if I remember correctly. So that's an SP1 that's going to get the nullification aura with Mystic Dispersion kicking in. Let's see. Yeah, so we had a nice little jump there. You saw when the buffs from the node are getting nullified. Starting to stack a couple armor breaks on him now. And I'm just feeling good. And you can see it. You can see it in an intercept right there that I'm feeling good. I know his animations. We got him down and boom, he's dead. So there wasn't another SP3. I was wrong. Apparently the last one was the last one. It just feels good, right? I mean, boss solos, being in 4 Loki, you know, not even getting hit, 114 hits landed. It felt great. You know, people, Lizer, Billy were on and congratulated me. Lizer and Taters do an amazing, amazing job of planning. And Sorcerer Supreme is incredible. I love that I got to use her this season. Based on, we did end up losing the war, unfortunately, but we still placed in Masters. So that was awesome. We reached our goal. That feels good. And I had a very good season. I played a bit of a specialist role. They also were able to work in my schedule, which means I typically can't take mini fights at all on Saturdays, but I was able to feel like I was contributing. They definitely told me I was contributing. I took in a variety of attackers. I even did war videos this season because there was a lot of interesting and fun interactions. I'm probably gonna even get 2 more out after the season, just because I think it'd be good for people to see Mole Man and Magic in action, what they can do. But I mean, just looking at my total stats here, I earned 2 badges. 4 Loki gives these really cool badges. I love this stuff, right? I absolutely love this, the stat keeping and the badges and the cards and the whole thing. But I got a Shinobi badge for 96% plus solo rate, meaning I soloed 96% or more of my fights. And then they do something called a Giant Killer badge, which is if you kill 2 bosses in a season, you get this badge. And that's really cool. I mean, killing the boss, I don't always think it is the technically most difficult fight, but I think it often comes with the most pressure. It's a different set of skills. And so it felt awesome to get 2 chances and solo 2 this season. And then I did have 1 death. I'm going to see if I can find it. It's probably on my phone somewhere in deleted files. I did have 1 death. I do want to show it. I didn't do a video on that war because nothing particularly interesting happened, but I'll probably put it in either the Magic one or the Mole Man one if I can find it. It was a death to, coincidentally enough, America Chavez, who, if you followed my channel for a while, you know I really like the character. I do not like the champion in this game at all. She's terrible, but she is a good defender. And then I had the 1 death and 48 solos. So not a massive amount of fights, but ones I felt really good about. Got to use my champions and be helpful in what is an amazing BG and an amazing alliance. Thank you so much for watching. I am already looking forward to season 30, and I will do my best to get out Mole Man and Magic. I think if you're like, dude, don't show those, let me know. Or if you're excited about seeing them, let me know too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your season went exceptionally well and your opening went even better. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.